2021, I think. Primarily because of Lactoid and Shurkon. I have those. They're taking.
Okay.
Didn't Epstein himself t-shirt, which you could get on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And I think we should be using that word a little bit more, just like, this YouTube channel didn't Epstein itself. And if this YouTube channel is Epsteined, we will be streaming on Twitter. So yeah, I started a t-shirt company after YouTube demonetized me. So thebestpoliticalshirts.com, because you guys buy it. That's why I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, Serge.
And I am Serge.com. Pleasure, guys.
All right. And I'll just pull up this story from The Hill, which is from earlier today, 5 p.m. Pence says Trump should apologize. It's wrong to give anti-Semite a seat at the table. This, of course, is related to a dinner that happened, and I was wrong a little on the details. So a dinner happened. Nick, you were there. Ye, you were there. I just want to start off by how did this dinner come to happen, and what happened?
I was talking to Trump for about a month. We had scheduled the dinner in October, and then he announced for president. He pushed the dinner back to November. And I've been pulling together a campaign. And after I put up the DEF CON tweet, a bunch of people that have been canceled, like Alex Jones, I started getting in contact with other people that were now on the...
Former Vice President Mike Pence on Monday said former President Trump was wrong to have a dinner with a white nationalist, Nick Fuentes, last week. And he did not believe Trump was an anti-Semite or racist. President Trump was wrong to give a white nationalist, an anti-Semite, and a Holocaust denier a seat at the table. And I think he should apologize, Pence told News Nation in an interview. With that being said, as I point out the book as well, I don't believe Donald Trump is an anti-Semite. I don't believe he's a racist or a bigot, Pence continued. I would not have been his vice president if he was. But I think the president demonstrated profoundly poor judgment in giving those individuals a seat at the table. As I said, I think he should apologize, right? Pence said he should announce them without
the inside of the matrix. And Alex Jones, producer, said that Milo wanted to contact me. And here we are.
So that's how you guys got in contact.
Yeah, originally, and then I suggested that we bring in Nicholas as a enormous extra brain firepower that he is. Most extraordinarily brilliant political commentator.
I don't believe for a moment, like I said about Milo doing a straight conversion. I don't just see more source on that. Let me fact check. Milo straight conversion. SK and sodomy free. Oh shit, what do you know? Okay, never mind.
Of his generation, and he's been treated just about as badly as anybody, so I thought he deserved to be in the room too. And yeah, that's pretty much how we got together.
So I have some questions about that, but we'll get through the dinner portion of how exactly this happened, what went down. So this is how you get in contact, the three of you. How is it that Nick ends up invited to this dinner, and what happened?
Well, he was rolling with me. I was impressed with Nick, and I was like, just come to the dinner. And we had Karen Giorno pick us up from the airport. And there was a lot of back and forth. There's another gentleman named Jamar Montgomery that was with us.
Oh my God, really? I really did that to myself.
He's an engineer at Boeing, and his...
That was my anti-fire.
I'm telling him we should raise everyone's volume.
Okay, cool. And we sat there, and it was like when Trump came in, I said, do you want to sit alone? He's like, no, bring your friends in. So a big thing is like Trump had no idea who Nick Fuentes was. But this whole, I just got to go right to the heart of this anti-Semite claim that's happening. This is something, if you read the definition, it says you can't claim that there's multiple people inside of banks or in media that are all Jewish, or you're anti-Semitic. And that's the truth. Like, it's the truth. What are we talking about? And
Elaborate. What do you mean? You mean
I'm saying, like, I've been labeled anti-Semite, right? So there's different beliefs about our bloodlines, you know, like the documentary that Kyrie posted. And in general, America has been left ignorant and history has been changed. So when we start questioning things that question the indoctrination, then you immediately get, you know, you said debanked or what did you say happened to you? Or
Demonetized, deplatformed.
demonized, demonetized. And what's so beautiful about this time is everyone got to see what's really been happening. And now we can really understand. We can see that Ron Emanuel was right next to Obama, and then Jared Kushner was right next to Trump.
But so we're getting right into it, I guess, right? I was hoping to go for the news first before we got into all of this stuff. I think the issue is one way to put it is you're expounding upon a localization issue that you've witnessed, right? Let me clarify. There are a handful of people that you see are Jewish in a certain place, and then you associate Judaism with the power, whereas I view that as not relevant to it. Like, yeah, you're substantially more powerful than I am, but I don't view what you're doing as an issue of black people.
Yeah, but have you ever heard the term the black vote? So it's okay to put us in one net, but it's not okay for me to put them in one net.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's the basis of the hypocrisy that people have been thinking about and knowing about and realizing for decades. We were all wondering.
This is what I don't like. It's like, bro's about to say something. I swear I'm not tripping.
How this
Oh, no, shut up.
about and know.
I mean,
That's the basis of the hypocrisy that people.
Yeah, see, he was about to say something. He was about to respond. But Milo was like, uh-oh. Programming in danger. No, I can't let someone with some actual reason talk to him. It's just to reinforce the stupidness. But, like, bro, it's not at all... It's not at all fuck damn it, what's the word? It's not at all hypocritical. Difference is the black vote. There's a group of people. There's also a Jewish vote. There's a Mexican vote. That's different. Those are demographics. Those aren't generalizations. That's different. Those are two different things. Two very different things. Very different things. And Milo is probably smart enough to know that. But he's also smart enough to know that if Kanye were to hear that, he'd be out of a job right now. And he wouldn't be on TV anymore. And he'd be back to being irrelevant as fuck. So, that's what happened there. That's why Milo pops up out of nowhere, cuts off dude. You know? As they don't want. That's probably why they leave this interview. Is because they don't want to mess with Kanye's programming, dude. That programming seems like it's they got really finite wiring going on,
thinking
dude.
about and knowing about and realizing
Really
for
touchy programming,
decades,
spaghetti
we were all
code.
wondering how this dam was going to break. Everybody in the country was wondering what is the root of this hypocrisy? Why can people talk about white people a certain way? Why can't they talk about that group a certain way? And the wretched and wicked and oppressive prevailing orthodoxy of cancel culture. Well, it turned out that the one thing that was going to break the dam was the biggest star in the world, and it took the biggest star in the world to do it. And now the dam is broken.
so let me tell you my issue. I don't like identitarianism. You guys are familiar with what that is?
Well, they started it, and they've been visiting
Sure,
on
I-
us. We're trying to break it.
When I was asking you about running for president,
They started it is never going to be an actual valid argument. Like, come on, we're adults. Again, like, Milo won't let like Kanye actually think for himself here. I swear, it's like it's all starting to add up to me.
you immediately said, "Well, you know, you'd be good for the black vote," and I said, "Is that because I'm black?" No, not just because of that. So is that? Are you doing the same thing?
I didn't say that was the only reason. I said it was because you're personable to the common person, and you probably would do well with the black vote. Absolutely.
Just because I'm black, there's a lot of black people that don't like me.
Of course. I think race plays a role in a lot of things. Absolutely. And I think that for
I think the construct of race has really been forced upon us as just something for us to be woke about and just constantly talk about and use it as these like walls.
Could you
But-
say the same thing about Judaism?
Well, let's look at the facts of what I'm saying, though. If
Sure.
you say in this neighborhood where they gerrymander, there's this amount of time. So, hey, I wasn't doing that. I was just gerrymandering the lawyers and the Hollywood executives and the people at the bank that debanked me and then froze my accounts. You know, it's like we want to jump into protecting the idea that we can't put a net around something, right? But that's been my job as a producer to take, you know, a Roy Ayers sample and put a James Brown drum and put it within a 2-minute, 3-minute song. That's the way I actually think, and that's the way I talk. And now this morning I found out that they were trying to put me in prison because what they did was I moved $140 million into JP Morgan. And I said, I want to talk to Jamie Dimon. Like, look at me. I'm just going in naive, you know, multi-billionaire. Like, maybe Jamie Dimon will let me in on some deal flow. Wrong. And I'm just like banging my hands like, I want to meet with Jamie. And I start complaining online. And then they debank me for complaining. And so I'm about to get debanked. They're like, you need to go to Trump's, the bank, AXO, whatever, you got to go. And I'm like, I've been trying to buy my own bank for the longest. And then we figured out how to get my own bank. It's like 50 million, 75.
How much do you think Kanye could actually? I mean, I don't think Kanye should buy a bank. I don't think Kanye could buy a bank. I don't think he should. I don't think he should run for president either. I definitely don't think that Kanye should be in charge of anyone else's money. Can you imagine that? A celebrity-owned bank? Oh my God. How would that even work? Like, how would that even work? Like, could Kanye actually start up a bank? No shot, right? No shot. Like, you couldn't just start taking out, like, yeah, you couldn't just start, like, doing loans and shit like that. Like, no way. No way. No way.
5 million. So I'm about to buy my own bank, but then as they're about to take the money out, here comes Adidas.
Yeah, but like an
with a
old bank building.
$75
Put all his
million
money in there.
bill for marketing funds that they
Like a
agreed
private bank.
upon. Because I said to them, hey, I'm the marketing, give me the marketing fund.
But all in cash.
Which proves by the response they got when they, you know, stole the designs and said, we're going to not call them Yeezys anymore. So this is what I was already fighting Adidas for. So I'm fighting Gap, get out of Gap, fighting Adidas. And then I deal with this little bit of noise from, you know, Zionism from the fashion world where they use this plant named Gabby, who's obviously like some kind of CIA agent, knows nothing about fashion. This is a certain thing. When someone can't dress, you know that they're not like a fashion person. They're just there as like the society, like the control that they try to use with celebrities, which has now been broken, right? Because you know where it broke. Okay. I want to get on like LeBron in a second.
No. Bruh, we just topic hopped so fast, bro. Holy shit, I'm actually about to get whiplash. Oh, am I? Oh, do I? Damn, I do. Thank you. Sheesh. Nice catch. This is what I was talking about. This is what I've said before. Like, Kanye West speaks in metaphors, so sometimes he'll just like topic jump like really, really hard. It's really hard to keep track. I don't even know what the fuck he just did there. I thought there would be a lot more talking from like the other two, but it seems to be very Kanye centric, which I'm always kind of about. Let me kind of run that back though.
For marketing funds that they agreed upon, because I said to them, "Hey, I'm the marketing. Give me the marketing fund," which proves by the response they got when they, you know, stole the designs and said, we're going to not call them Yeezys anymore. So this is what I was already fighting Adidas for. So I'm fighting Gap, get out of Gap, fighting Adidas. And then I deal with this little bit of noise from, you know, Zionism from the fashion world where they use this plant named Gabby, who's obviously like some kind of CIA.
So basically, he is trying to pull out of the deal with Gap, and he gets out of Gap. He is dealing with like Adidas, basically ripping off his shoe and being like, "Fuck no more Yeezys" and all that shit. And then there's some CIA Zionist plant named Gabby in like the fashion scene that's fucking with Kanye West now. And like she's like on the same noteworthy level, I guess, as like Gap and Adidas. And so like that's why like, I was like, wait, what? Am I tracking that right? Like, what? You know, like I'm trying to do my best to be like this Kanye West translator, but man, sometimes it's just like, yo, what? Okay, so let's hear him. Let's hear him.
Knows nothing about fashion. This is a certain thing. When someone can't dress, you know that they're not like a fashion person. They're just there as like the society, like the control that they try to use with celebrities, which has now been broken, right? Because you know where it broke. Okay. I want to get on like LeBron in a second, but I'm gonna come back to this and just talk about this morning where. I'm not going to mention her name because she's a nice lady, but someone at Cohen Resnick tells me, and I tell all of my finance people, never use the term a lot, but they said, okay, you're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. And that made me feel like they're just like waiting, like we finally got him. We finally can put him in jail. And I was like, can I still run for president in jail? I found out I could. So I was like, okay, that's fine then.
Oh, no.
It'll be okay.
But if you were Jeffrey Epstein, they wouldn't touch your bank account. They would allow you to break the rules, regulations, just like JP Morgan and Chase did, just like Deutsche Bank did. So there is an issue to bring up with that. But when it comes to the race stuff, I think this is an important discussion to have because I
have to complete this thought. You guys got to.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, because I'm talking about literally finding out that they were trying to put me in prison this morning. Watch this. So
This morning.
yes. So not
Yeah, how?
not come
I'm
to
very
my house this
intrigued.
morning, but I found
Very
out.
intrigued.
Okay. So they put a $75 million hold on 4 of my accounts. And then they said, you owe a lot of taxes. Took me like 6 hours to find out how much a lot was. They said, well, around $50 million. Now I'm going to different CFOs like, okay, so would this be tax evasion? Because I'm obviously not the most financially literate person on the planet. I was just a child, basically. Like when you become famous, you stop growing at that point. I became famous at age 24 and I had handlers around. I had my mom around, different things. And it was always like you go from one.
I think that's a cop out. I think that's very wrong. I think there's some people and I think there's some people that does apply to. Like there's definitely some people that just like are mad spoiled because they're like famous and shit. But I don't think that Kanye West is one of them. I've seen way too many documentaries about like all the struggles and shit that Kanye West has gone through as a human being to believe for a second that that's like his cop-out excuse for like his behavior. Is that like, oh well, I just stopped growing at 24. There's absolutely no fucking way in hell. Like, dude went from like putting like all these like fuck you out like rap albums and shit to doing like an entirely Christian-based like rap album and shit like that. No way, dude. No way in fuck you're gonna tell me that Kanye West just like stopped maturing and like stopped growing at age 24. You're actually smoking dick, dude. No way. You're actually smoking dick. No way do I buy that. That's super cop-out. I will buy, there's like some spoiled like celebrities and shit that like don't get out into the real world. And like maybe some like old school like spoiled brat like Hollywood celebrities for like the most part. Like that's no, that's super not a thing. That's super not a thing. That's a super cop-out to say that.
One handler to the next handler to the next handler. So now
That's a cop-out.
I get to actually learn how to run a company. I get to learn how to, to count. Really, I was like Pablo in a movie. It was like I didn't even know where to put the money. Like literally making $300 million cash, but you're just like a high-priced. We're not going to use the S word just because it's just like too passe to use it. But it's like next year I was supposed to make.
You're a good one too, Kanye. You're a good little one.
And royalties, and like no one needs this amount of money.
You get all the
But
kibbles
when I
after
would
this
work
interview
on
from
homeless
Milo, bro.
shelters and ideas, I'd have a contractor. We won't say what race, and.
Milo and Kanye are just gonna storm out the interview, bro.
Tearing down the contracts.
Ooh, a nice dinner, bro. We're gonna talk about how fucking awesome that was, bro. How manly it was. And they just walked out of that interview. They stood their ground. They said, "Fuck that guy." Like the whole internet's just like looking at them like L, bro. Massive L. Guarantee it, bro. They went to dinner and went straight to Twitter.
It's all about, position. It's
Straight
not about
to
the
Twitter.
amount of money that you have. And, to come in here, I feel like it's a setup to be like defending. I'm
Just
not
get
going to
yes
go
man
through
some more.
another, like I'm literally going to walk the F off the
And I think you gotta realize is like if these people didn't have like a fuck ton of support, like if Kanye didn't have a bunch of people like directly near him like yes manning the fuck out of him, this wouldn't be a thing. Obviously. Like, he'd probably fight back on it a little bit, be like, no, like, trust me. But, like, if there was enough people being like, no, seriously, Kanye, like, I don't, like, like, seriously, I don't think there's not, I don't think this is a play, man. I really don't think that you should do this. I think that we should, like, talk this out. I actually had serious conversations with him, like, people that he thought mattered, and we wouldn't be in the state of affairs with Kanye. But that's not the case, There's a bunch of people that just, like, you circle jerk and, like, yes, man, the fuck out of him. And so, like, of course, he just, like, believes that everything he says is right. Like, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? He has no reason to believe that he's wrong. Even, like, other people, like this guy, like, in the, like, Tim Pool here, even, like, Tim Pool tells him that he's wrong, it doesn't matter because the people that matters to Kanye are telling him that he's right. And that he should keep doing all the stupid shit he's doing. And so that's why he's just gonna, like, keep doing it no matter what. Like, there's not gonna be some guy that's gonna convince Kanye West. There's no podcaster. There's not gonna be any internet debate or any shit like that that's gonna convince Kanye, like, oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that. I guess it's not a thing. Does that make sense? Damn, I didn't pay attention to that. I'm kind of lazy. I just want to get out of here, so I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna dip. But yeah, dude, it's like literally that's just it. It's like this, like, Tim Pool doesn't matter to Kanye West. What the fuck, Tim Pool is basically nobody in the grand scheme of Kanye West, like, grand design, like his big plot in the world, And Tim Pool is nothing but more than a vessel for Kanye West to spread Kanye West message, and that's literally it. Like 1000%. He's not here to, like, have a conversation. That's, like, basically, I assume, because I haven't seen the rest of it, but I assume it's like basically, like, when he says all that he needs to say and shit, he's like, all right, well, I'm out. And I could be wrong, but we'll have to see. But like Milo Yiannopoulos, this Nick Fuentes kid, like he says like Nick Fuentes impressed him and shit. He invited him to dinner and shit. He's obviously someone that Kanye West cares about enough to, like, invite him to a dinner with a former president of the United States. It's insane. Be like, yeah, no, Kanye West couldn't give a shit about Nick Fuentes. It'd be wild to say that. So yeah, like, if those guys obviously, like, turn around and be like, Kanye West, I don't think that you should be doing that. But that's not really their shtick, Their whole shtick is being anti-Semitic and Holocaust deniers and shit like that. Just being general idiots.
Show if I'm sitting up here having a talk about, you can't say that it was Jewish people that did it when every sensible person knows that. I mean, Jon Stewart knows what happened to me, and they took it too far. It was like American History X. Like, my head was on the side of the curve, and the exact people that I called out kicked my head. We found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on PSYOPs
Who's
in
this
the
guy?
Canadian military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
They would have Michael Jackson.
or worse, yeah.
So
Look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now.
Yeah.
You can see there's not much of her left.
you mentioned Pasternak was the name?
Yes, Harley.
He was on
Pasternak.
medication,
That's
like, all the trauma
that's
that, like, Britney
text
Spears went through.
message that you
Yes.
posted
I
that we
wonder.
were talking about before.
Here's
That's the lobotomy
let me-
threat. You know?
Yeah.
Before the show, obviously, I'm getting a bunch of messages from people. People are hitting me up, and they're like, you shouldn't host them. They're anti-Semitic. They're white supremacists. They're racist. I do find it funny or weird, whatever, that, Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're here working with or for, one of the most powerful black men, one of the wealthiest and most famous. But a lot of people were saying on the right, specifically, don't platform them. And I said, well, I want to understand what they're thinking and why they're thinking it. They're part of,
Wow.
they're involved in what may be the biggest news story of the past
Timestamp.
week, and we have an opportunity to sit down and talk
Because
with
the
them.
red media controls both sides. It just said it as simple as possible. Jared Kushner was next to Trump. Ron Emanuel was next to Obama.
But see,
since 1940, go ahead.
I was gonna say, isn't that an issue of these individuals? Like you're extrapolating.
I'm going to order with the last of my money that's available in a different account. I'm going to order a PJ before I sit and have another Lex Friedman setup conversation. when I'm literally they're trying to put me in jail for my opinion.
But I
I'm
get
not
that.
I'm not gonna have that opinion. I don't care about people. Those are bots that are trying to tell you. We realize. Look at Pence. He sold Trump out. You get what I'm saying? It's like I would have never wanted to do anything that hurt Trump. I'm on Trump's side. Trump said things that hurt me. He lied about me, but I mean, he's known for lying. And when people used to tell me that, he's a liar, it's like, I went into the trenches for Trump. That's another conversation. There was no one in my position that wore that hat. And all of my surroundings exhausted me. It was like death by 1,000 questions. I know I'm jumping to another thing, but what I'm saying is, I know you got a rep for your people online, but it's you got a person in real life that I'm not with it, bro. I lost the money for the freedom of speech, and that's what makes me the only American that we know that really deserves to run the country, because everyone else, your boy DeSantis, Trump, whoever they raise in a petri dish over on the Democrat side is going to play the game.
Look.
And,
Here's what I was trying to get to. You went right into the anti-Semite thing. I think it's something that should be talked about. But if you start bringing this up, you're going to ask my opinion on it. I'm going to disagree with you.
I didn't ask your opinion on it. You jumped into it.
But
I don't care about your opinion. I like your opinion on how we win an election.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. This Kanye West doesn't care about this guy's opinion. It's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I called out. 1,000%. Based. I love being right. Fuck yeah, dude. It's one of my favorite things is being fucking right and calling shit like that. Hell yeah. Kanye West couldn't give a fuck about Tim Pool or his stupid ass opinion. Not to say that Tim Pool is stupid or has like bad opinions. Obviously not. Duh. Yeah, I just think like, like when these people are like, when these podcast bros are having conversations with Kanye West, they shouldn't be trying to go in with like the mindset like, all right, I'm gonna do my best, dude. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna change Kanye West's mind. No, the fuck you're not, bro, because you don't have enough money, power, time, or influence to touch Kanye's fucking atmosphere, bro, much less change his mind, bro. No fucking way. And if you did, then you wouldn't be fucking asking him to come on your fucking podcast, bro. Jesus. Sorry, I don't know why that thought just like, it like polluted my brain. I was like, It's like all these people, and like, no offense to like anyone that's trying to change Kanye West's mind, but like, bro, and I'm not trying to say he's a lost cause. I'm just saying that like none of these people that are close to Kanye West are gonna no man him. They're just gonna keep, sucking him, giving him all that yes man good juice and shit, making him feel all correct and fuck. The point, or like, yeah. Like, why the fuck would he stop? Why the fuck would he ever stop? He has no reason to stop. Even if the world is against Kanye, if the people that Kanye actually gives a fuck about are going to keep agreeing with him, then he'll keep doing whatever the fuck he's going to do. 1,000%.
But I don't care about anybody's opinion, bro. They tried to put me in jail. They blocked $2 billion I had. Like what I told Farrakhan, I said, look, is it anti-Semitic for me to say his name out loud? Like I told
minister.
Yeah, the minister. Like I told
Obama met with him too.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I mean the Jewish people allowed Obama to meet with the minister. So Farrakhan said, well, did he have the money? The contract for the next 4 years, if I hadn't done anything, would have been $500 million a year for 4 years. What I was fighting for was the IP, so my children could, I'm sorry, sometimes I think about 7 thoughts at one time, because anything I see, I come up with like 7 answers to it and then just choose what it is. But the thing is, when I said my children, the reason why my brain kind of blocked, because it's like God is saying, your children are going to be okay. Baby mama's got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now, it's like, you're not going to take, if we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding.
I'm just like reeling from the fact that like Kanye West is like trying to compare like him like going in like a bank and like throwing a fit, and like them telling him like, hey man, you can't bank here anymore. Like you need to go and shit. Like comparing that to like the Holocaust. I'm just like trying to like, I'm like trying in my head to like understand that line. I can't for like the life of me. Like when you said that shit about like the knee on my neck thing and Adidas and all that shit, I was like, okay, like I guess I could kind of see it. And like if like I completely removed every single one of my brain cells, I could totally make sense of that statement, right? But like this one, that actually just like expanded my brain like 10 feet in diameter. Holy shit.
In stride, and it's like
A maximum
I thought
expansion.
it was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost. But
Bruh. This guy, man. Dude, like you can't. That's a really funny face. I don't know why that face. This particular face. This frame. This... Dog, you can't say that. You just can't. I don't think you can make Holocaust analogies to throwing a fit in a financial institution and being told to leave. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you're allowed. Well, I don't know. I just feel like the rule book of speaking, I feel like that's like a yellow card. You know what I mean? Like just like yikers.
I still walked in
Big
stride through it.
yikes.
Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you. I think.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking
It is
about
them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it.
Oh
In
no.
2018,
What do you mean it's not?
what do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
Have
think
the
we're not going to
discussion.
have a
Like,
conversation.
have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" So I'm not going to do this. I
gotta
refuse.
Go, make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So I can't ask him for the. What do I even do? Other than ask him, please elaborate on this. Are you referring to individuals, or are you quite literally blaming an entire group of people for the fact that powerful individuals are causing you harm?
I really
How did
want
I
to
call
ask
it?
Nick about his thoughts about MLK because I know they contradict his comments about that. But again, these are mass generalizations that don't really help anyone in my perspective. They just kind of sound white men to talk. Let's not get emotional. Let's not walk out of here. Let's actually
let me
control
tell all you
ourselves.
guys outright. I said this is going to be a big issue of the news, and then we just no. I want to talk about a group of people and point to them. You're free to do so, man. But literally, I said a couple sentences about I don't think that's fair. Did I insult the man?
Which is valid.
He seriously can't handle. He can't handle it.
He also left during the Pierce Morgan interview he did, but he came back. So again, we should be able to have this conversation. What's up, Chris? He wants his phone. Oh, yeah.
Look, man. I wanted to talk to these guys about why they're meeting with Trump.
I want to hear about their
And that's
2024
why-
platform.
Terry and agenda. And he said, but I'm all about in-ground can be who they we're not this. I'm in touch with really is
During he wanted to he won.
Is this what Nick Fuentes like bailed on
yeah,
Destiny and the No Jumper podcast
what
for? Or what? I think that was it. I think that was really it.